myself in plastic.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Why?
I
guess why.
Well, I just like the feel of it on my skin. So I'm still trying to figure out where London is.
Do you want me to just tell you?
Yeah, please.
London is in England.
Oh, in England. Oh, okay.
The UK. The United Kingdom.
No.
Great Britain.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, how about that story then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Beatles are from London. That was John Lennon. Can you imagine?
Really? Calling the Moose?
Well, I don't know.
Well,
I'm here
calling
too.
the station.
I'm here too, you know.
Oh, yeah. Calling us.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn. All right. Well. Thanks for that. You know. I do feel embarrassed. I feel like an idiot. I should have won. Maybe it's too early, but and if you would have asked me that question an hour from now, I probably would have got that right.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes, like after the show, I'll be like, "Wow, was I a little hard on Moose today?" Because I don't want to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're my friend, and I love you.
Yeah, you call me. Well, you may would call you a moron. Absolutely. No, it's all in the shtick out there. People.
I said I was sorry.
Keep your saran panties on for Christ's sake.
You're a loser.
I mean, for it's only it's
makes for great radio.
Yeah,
though.
it does. Yeah.
You're not a nice person.
Oh.
Listen to it. Now this is now I got a little touch with this story.
Oh, then I'm just going to stay out of it.
Okay.
Because I can tear it apart.
A birth mother meets daughter for the first time in 60 years. I mean, how great is that?
Oh, okay. So it's a good story, not a sad story.
Oh no, it's a great one. Yeah,
So she found her birth mother.
It was a reunion for 60 years in the making. The story began in Brooklyn, New York, where Zachary Winkler was 17 years old and pregnant. The father of the baby was her longtime boyfriend. He came to my 8th grade graduation, she said, and we were madly in love. Nice.
That is nice. That's very touching.
And they wanted to get married, and the parents would not have it. She said she was forced to give her baby up for an adoption. They took her, away from me, and I never saw her again until after 60 years. They finally got reunited.
So what is this lady, like 80-something years old now? Oh, no, she'd be 70-something.
It seems like that they were younger than that.
Well, 60 years
Yeah,
is 60
60
years.
years, yes,
so then you
so-
add 16 to that.
Wow.
You add 16 to that, so that's 76.
Wow, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, Peter.
Well, you're welcome.
Yeah, okay, so 70, so imagine that. Wow, that's a great story. I love stories like that.
You do?
I do, yeah. Yeah. Did you hear about that big plane crash, that train crash yesterday in New Jersey?
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was it happened in Hoboken. Train crash. 1 dead, more than 100 injured. A New Jersey train plowed through a major station in Hoboken during Thursday's morning crash, and 100 people got hurt. One passed. And witnesses says the train was going so fast it slammed into a bumper block. It went airborne.
All right.
Yeah. So
stay out of Hoboken.
Yeah, Hoboken.
All right,
that was Chris Christie had to go on, and he was serving and all that stuff. So,
good. You had to go on the scale.
Yeah.
What do you got going on this weekend, Moose?
Probably Christie went to Creamy Donuts and got a dozen donuts afterwards.
What do you
Krispy Kreme.
What do you got going on this weekend?
I'm just gonna take it lay back a little bit, watch some sports, and
I'm staying local myself.
Yeah, weekend, a couple beverages, and just hang out.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, nothing new. And gearing up for the big holidays next week for me. So I'll be going down to visit Mom and spend one day with her, and I guess there'll be some ceremony, and so a lot of good stuff happening.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, a lot of like we mentioned earlier, there's bands playing everywhere. There's fairs opening up, and so a lot to do this weekend. The weather's not going to be that great, but you know what? You get out there and don't let the weather put a damper on you.
Everybody loves you, and so do I.
Moose,
yeah.
What can I say?
Yeah.
I love you, my friend.
Yeah, I love you too. Another great week, exciting week. It was a fun week doing the show again, and before you know it, we'll be back at it first thing Monday morning.
That sounds good.
Yes. And you, my friend, you have a great weekend.
I'll be in London.
Oh, there you go.
Good morning.
All right, folks, have a great weekend, and we'll be right back at it Monday morning at 7 a.m. Thanks for tuning in. Adios.
Don't stay out too late.
Facebook, but always tune in 95.3 every morning, 7 to 11.
All right.
Sorry, 7 to 9,
It's 7
sorry.
o'clock. It's 9 o'clock.
I guess that's it. I'm just scared of being on my own. I can't rest, I acquiesce that sound when you pretend you're sleeping, but you're stalking someone. Tell me the truth, cause really I ought to know. If I'm playing second best, is it best if I go home? Why can't we be seen if you don't even care that I'm so stuck in idle when there's no one there? Maybe I'm just too tired to let you know. Wanna give you all of my time, wanna drive you home. I need to say it now, cause I can't stop thinking that maybe one of these days are the best days I will have tonight. One of these days are the best days I will have. Give me a reason why I feel so alive tonight. Cause it scares me to think that I might have ran here for nothing at all. Got the dust on my shoes just to prove I can be the man who's in your prayers. I don't need a night's sleep. I'm only dreaming of your lips and all your sins, but sadness isn't cured by feeling physical bliss. Maybe I'm just too tired to let you know. Wanna give you all of my time, wanna drive you home. I need to say it now, cause I can't stop thinking that maybe one of these days are the best days ever. I ain't really scared of being vulnerable. Maybe I can be just a little headstrong. I've never had a love that's gave me a reason to believe in the days and the days are the best days I will have enough. Maybe I'm just too tired to let you know. Wanna give you all of my time, wanna drive you home. I need to say it now, cause I can't stop thinking that maybe one of these days are the best days ever. I ain't really scared of being vulnerable. Maybe I can be just a little headstrong. I've never had a love that's gave me a reason to believe
Would you like to know more?
That is two radio premieres to open this week's Matt Connarton Unleashed. That was the FM radio premiere of Cyber Jesus, the new single from Silicon Kong. And to open the show, we played the American radio premiere of our friends from across the pond, Club Paradise, and their great new track, What If These Days, which I absolutely love. And this is, of course, Matt Connarton Unleashed. We are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious Manchester, New Hampshire. Today is Saturday, August 31, 2024, and I am not alone. Little remix for you there of your theme.
That was different.
Yes.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I kind of like it. Switching up, who did that remix?
That's right. It's still it's Studio Killers, but it's so same band, but featuring Kim Petras.
Oh, cool.
So maybe that's who remixed it. I don't know. But
That's cool. I like it. Good morning, sunshine.
and it just stopped for some reason.
Because it heard my lovely voice.
That's weird. It's still playing, but it's like there's no audio there. Anyway.
Interesting.
Well, that's definitely
Gremlins
a remix.
in the board.
Yes, yes. So welcome everybody. Yeah, of course, we like I said, we opened the show with a couple of radio premieres, Silicon Kong, and before that, Club Paradise. Both great new tracks. We'll try to hit those again later in the show in the second and third hours today, in case you missed those. But really good stuff. Our first guest should be calling in just a couple of moments. Filmmaker Charles Mattocks, who's been on the show a couple times over the years. And of course, he's got a documentary called Trial by Fire, which we're going to talk with him about that. In the second hour, we have Everfelt, who is returning to the program, Adam Steglich, and I don't know if anyone else will be with him, but he did message us. He is on Skype. They're from Chicago, and we had them, it was a couple years ago. I love their sound. Really, really great band. And then in the third hour, we have Dave Strong coming in, and I think he's from Boston, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
And
He may be coming with some company.
we've got
Chelsea?
several tracks of his. He's got a brand new single, by the way, that we're actually not going to play the new single that just came out, because the new single. So, if there's bad words in a song, I often make radio edits, but I listened to the new single and it would have ruined the song if I'd made a radio edit of the new one. Brand new. It's called I Hate Joe King's Roommate, but he did send us some other tracks to play. So we have some of
Nice.
Dave Strong's studio tracks that I really look forward to. I became an instant fan as soon as I listened to him. But but I am curious to ask him about the new single, I Hate Joe King's Roommate, because I'm curious to know who is Joe King and what has his roommate done to Dave Strong to elicit a song with so much F word in it. So much.
Could it be a diss track?
Well, it's a punk song, so it's not a diss track is kind of reserved for hip hop, I would say.
Oh.
But
I didn't know that. I thought anybody could do it.
well, but he certainly, the things that he says about this individual about whom the song is about, he certainly is dissing them.
Ah.
Oh, by the way, too, funny thing, as we were listening to that Silicon Kong track, Cyber Jesus, I immediately thought, I don't know if you thought this, that I could imagine him playing with green jello or green jelly, whichever you want to call them. I think he would fit right in with them. Of course, they were Tuesday night at Terminus in Nashua, a show that you helped.
Insane.
A show that you helped put together, actually.
That was insane. I got to tell you, you got to get down to Terminus to see a show, period. But
Yeah.
to see Green Jello there was just
Oh,
amazing.
absolutely incredible.
Amazing.
Incredible. Yeah, such a great time. And it's funny, I said to Eleanor at the end of the night as we were leaving, I said, I hope nothing got broken. Or I said, I was quite sure something had gotten broken. I said, I hope nothing important got broken during the show tonight. And she kind of shrugged and said, well, if it did, we'll figure it out. It was worth it. So.
Yeah, I don't remember anything becoming damaged.
Yeah, I don't know, but
surprisingly.
No, but that was a great time. That was a great time.
Insanely cool.
And it's one of those things too. It all started with, we had them because they had played in Manchester.
Yep.
At the beginning of the summer, I think it was.
But it did not start with me.
Right. Well, they
Sort of.
played at the Shaskeen.
Yes.
And then Jesse, your son, had suggested, because he had gone to the show, he was at the show, and he suggested you see if they would come on the next morning on to here, which was
He was planning on going to the show.
Right.
Told me about it and said, you ought to see if these guys want to come in. And I said, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
So I reached out to them maybe 2 months before they came to New Hampshire.
Yeah. And that was a long shot too. So it's good that you went for it. The reason I say it was a long shot is usually if a band is going to do a radio interview in a particular market, where they have a show because they're touring, they, usually the radio show is before, because the idea of going on the radio show is to sell tickets to the concert. So usually, I was actually surprised they said yes, because they were kind enough to come on, and Bill Manspeaker, great guy, everybody from the band, they were kind enough to come on the morning after they had just played the show in Manchester.
Yeah, I don't look at it that way.
So that was really cool. Well, I'm just saying though, typically in the industry, when you're doing radio interviews, you don't usually go on a show the day after. So that's why I'm saying that was especially cool of them to do that.
To come, absolutely. And they all came in. And it was great.
Oh, it was amazing. It was
absolutely. And if you didn't see that, it is recorded. You
Oh,
can
of
go
course.
back and check it out, but not now.
Yeah, not now. Not now. But so that was, so that led to a conversation after the show because, we talked for a few minutes after the show because they were our last guests of the day. And Bill said something about, we're going to be coming back through. Is there somewhere else we can play?
And he wanted to offer a free concert.
A free show, yeah.
Which is pretty insanely cool for them to do that. And you get Terminus.
At that point, it was in your hands to get the ball rolling.
And I thought Terminus might be a great location.
Yeah.
Reached out to Eleanor and they said yes.
Yeah. So.
And I know they took very good care of Green Jello because I will say Terminus knows how to treat their artists quite nicely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that was insane. That was awesome. Grateful for Terminus to host it. It was an incredible evening. It was like having a private concert in a way.
Yes.
Because it was limited amount of people who could come. And I have never seen so many pool noodles in my life. Not even at the pool.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
No, that was awesome. That was definitely awesome. Oh, excuse me.
Speaking of Terminus too, of course, your art has been hanging there.
Yeah, and
all month.
Spelfie came and sat down and did an interview with me. And it's a really in-depth interview. We talked for about an hour, and we talked about the pieces that have been hanging up in Terminus all month.
We should tell people Spelfie is part of the Midnight Creatives Collective, which of course Terminus is a part of.
Which is correct.
But we had them on the show just recently. Spelfie and Eleanor and Andre all came on the show.
And every month they pick an artist to feature, and I was this month's artist. And they actually chose to have my darkest paintings that I had never actually put all together.
Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting to see all of those paintings together as a collection.
Yeah.
And kind of powerful to see that because it's a little jarring because none of them they were all dark paintings for the most part. There's one that was maybe not so dark, but that was insane to see them all together like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of good stuff going on. But that's up on YouTube, right? The interview that Spelfie did with you.
YouTube.
So people can watch that now.
It's on YouTube. It's on my Facebook page. It's on the Midnight Creative Collectors page. You can also find links to it at JennCoffey.com where my blog is posted.
Yes.
JennCoffey.com.
Yes. I do want to say hello to everybody too in the chat room. Let's see. We have Jay Bello from the band Chasing the Devil. Of course, they're going to be coming on soon, right? I think. Or you're working on getting them back on?
I am waiting to hear a response.
They've got a big tour that they're going on. So very happy for them. And actually, when they were on previously, when the single for Beautiful Nightmare came out, and the guys were on the show, they were talking about that, how they were looking into possibly doing a tour. And so very excited about that. So we do need to get them on. Even if they're out on tour, if they want to do a phone or something, love those guys. And Jay is such a great guy, always a big supporter of the show. And let's see, we also have Hope the Rapper in the chat room. Hello to our friend Hope the Rapper. We love him. And let's see, I got to look at more than one chat room now since I'm splitting the stream up to multiple locations because you can stream it on YouTube now too. I figured out how to do that.
We are streaming live in many places.
And our friend Bruce from Legion of Solace, of course, great organization based in Connecticut who does a lot to promote the music scene as well. Bruce is in the chat room and he's in there pretty much every week, which is nice. And he says, "Morning, friends." And our first guest is late. You hear anything from him?
Active online, but not heard anything.
Okay. Well, what we'll do, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to call an audible here. No, a pun fully intended, actually. So we'll see if maybe he's having a technical problem. But since our friend Jay is in the chat room, Jay Bello from Chasing the Devil, and they are going on a big tour, I think we should take a break and play. We did the world radio premiere for this actually on the show. We were the first ones to play it. Drowning. Great track. Absolutely. Such a great band. Let's give this a spin and then we'll come back and we'll figure out where we're going from here. And perhaps our guest will appear. We'll see what happens. Live radio. But hey, gives us an excuse to play some Chasing the Devil. Here it is, Drowning. So good. That is Drowning. The band is Chasing the Devil. And we have with us now via phone, I believe our friend Charles Mattocks is there. Charles, is that you?
Hey, how's everybody doing this morning?
Good. Welcome, or I should say welcome back. You've been on with us a couple times before over the years. I think the first time was, geez, it had to be at least 5 years ago, the first time you were on. I think you had you put out the documentary about diabetes? What was that? Okay.
Yeah, that's been out.
It's coming back to me now. Yeah. Well, you're a busy guy. You do a lot of stuff. So welcome to the show on this Saturday morning. Jenny is here, of course, as well. And the subject of your newest documentary, Trial by Fire, is something that obviously Jenny is she can relate to, unfortunately, because it is about a very serious subject, CRPS, complex regional pain syndrome. And let me ask you right off the top, Charles, what was it that compelled you to make this particular documentary, Trial by Fire?
Yeah, my mother suffers from CRPS, and I remember she had it probably maybe about 3 years, maybe even longer. And I would go see her, and I really didn't have any understanding of what she was going through. And she was at a place where, she would complain about the pain. Once again, I was ignorant to what CRPS was. So I would just say, hey, well, Mom, maybe you should go to the gym. Maybe you should try to stretch it out. You got to walk it out, things like that, really weren't going to help. And then one day I went over there. Now, she's a very proud Jamaican woman. And I was there one day, and this was, like I said, she was dealing with a lot of pain, but, she was still mobile and so on and so forth. And I remember her saying something about, wanting to maybe not be on earth anymore. And I said, whoa, hold on a second. That my mother talked like this, So at that moment, I literally went online and went to YouTube and just started, looking up stuff and online looking up stuff. And I just bumped into someone who I think had CRPS, and it was real bad. And they were talking about how bad it was and about suicide and things like that. And that's when I said, wow, you know what? I don't know what this is or what this is doing to her. I get it now because I saw someone else who was explaining it. And I said, you know what? I've got to do something about this. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of like I wanted to kind of chronicle what she was going through, but through chronicling or trying to chronicle what she was going to go through or going through, I had to kind of reach out into the community to say, let me reach out and try to find other people who were dealing with this, because I want to tell this story, not just her story, but just overall, and see what was going on with this condition called CRPS. And that kind of opened up the door, and I met some people in Tampa, I was living in Orlando at the time, so I met some people who were in Orlando area who were advocates of it, and they said, hey, Charles, you know what, we'd love to help you tell this story, and that's pretty much how it got started. I was really just wanting to see what she was living through, mm-hmm. but then also met other people who were dealing with it as well.
In terms of reaching out to other people who are dealing with it, was that, how challenging was it to find those people? Because CRPS, the average person probably has no idea what it is, and it's not always, as you mentioned, easy to diagnose. And Jenny, how long?
It was years before they diagnosed me.
Years, yeah. Obviously, and the thing is too, it's such a conundrum. It's like when you have an illness that is rare, of course, it's harder to diagnose because fewer medical professionals have seen that particular illness, and there's a lack of research and whatnot, because it's not something most people have heard of. Everybody knows what diabetes is, but the average person has no idea what CRPS is. So was that challenging finding these people?
No, it actually wasn't. The thing is there are some great groups on social media, whether it's Facebook or whatever it may be. And the particular person that I ran into that was close to me, they had a great support group, and also they knew a lot of other people. So they had resources from doctors to experts to hundreds of people that were following them, and that kind of opened up the door. That I found other advocates, like at that time it was like Barbie Engel, who was very vocal a few years ago. She still is, about CRPS and pain. And it just started connecting. And because there wasn't much advocacy on it, the fact that this film was being put together was really, raising a lot of awareness. Now, don't get me wrong, it wasn't easy. There were a lot of nights where, at times, because of the pain, it's easy at times to shoot the messenger. So I had a lot of sleepless nights at times trying to pull all this together and attacked at times. But it was all worth it. And there's some amazing people out who are dealing with CRPS, and I still see what my mother's going through daily, and it's really taken her whole life, to be honest with you. Now, she's now bedridden, and sad to say, and so it still inspires me to want to get out there and change, and because also there aren't many other advocates that are known or can do what I can do with this, these films. I kind of feel like it's my God-given destiny to try to continue to fight for people with CRPS, and I've come to know so many and have so much respect and love for them too as well.
Well, that's how we met. How you and I actually met is because of CRPS, and what you're doing with Trial by Fire is so vital to get information out there. And unfortunately, in America, we don't have as much information out there as they do in other countries. When I was in the Netherlands, my girlfriend had gotten into a bad accident, and I got to see an entire protocol that they have to watch out for CRPS in people who get injured like that. But we have nothing like that, especially here. But I know that you're not just showing this here in the United States. I know it's been seen in well over 20 countries. You've won numerous awards with this documentary, and now what's exciting to me is that now it's going to be carried on Netflix soon, isn't it? Or no, Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime.
It should be there hopefully in the next few weeks, which is really exciting. And no, you're right. It's probably been seen in over 25 countries, and I assume by who knows? I mean, at this point, maybe millions of people, because it's still getting seen, and because it's been on PBS, it's been on some great platforms already. So it's very exciting, and we plan on even with this new documentary that we're doing, Trial by Fire 2, going to other countries to kind of examine what's going on right now as far as that. But it's and I'll say this, I wish it was easier to get this done. I mean, you think with all the people who are dealing with pain, I mean, hundreds of millions of people are dealing with pain. It's one of the biggest businesses is pain.
Unfortunately, yes. And chronic pain patients.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Have been hurt so badly.
You don't know how many. Say it again.
Chronic pain patients have been hurt so badly. And
Of course.
And what you're doing is
don't
vital.
Know.
I'm
sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
no, I was saying.
She was just saying what you're doing is so vital.
Yeah. No, and I was saying that you don't know how many doors I've knocked on to try to get some small funding just to get this done. And the sad thing, especially with CRPS, is there's no cure. So there's no money in that.
Right.
So it's hard to find people who say, we'll get involved. I mean, I even reached out to a lawyer that's pushing, trying to fight for people with CRPS, and you got to figure that a lawyer who might take one case and who could make hundreds of thousands, if not more than that, is more concerned with how much it's going to cost. You know what I mean? Even if it was $25,000, but I mean even $25,000 could do a lot for us, but to get some scenes shot, but they could make $1 million or if not more on one case, and if they bring in 10 cases, they could make a whole lot of money. But so it's everyone is really in it for the money, and
unfortunately,
that's just healthcare.
100%. That's true. And one of the key treatments with CRPS is ketamine infusions, and for the vast majority of patients are having to pay cash out of pocket because they're or fight. I've been fighting insurance, and I've got a provider that's allowing me to use it, but I'm having to fight. And the thing about this is yes, CRPS is rare, but people with rare diseases are not. 1 out of every 10 people has a rare disease. And the light that you're shining on this is extremely important in the sense that a CRPS, complex regional pain syndrome, is the most painful disease known to modern medicine. And as you said, it has no cure. However, 70% of people with it, including children, will consider suicide as the option because it is that bad. It's called the suicide disease by the medical community and has been called that for over 200 years. So it's been a disease that's known, but not known enough. And the light that you're shining on this is vital to save lives. And I've had a few people that I've had that just reach out to me, and I've kind of had to say, listen, just don't do that, and if you have to call me personally, and let's talk. Over the years, where I've literally had to try to, just talk people out of things, and I remember of late, and I like to be real because when doing an interview, you could always gloss over things and make everything out to be peachy and keen, but it's really not. And I think that the people who are dealing with this and the people who need to know about it need to hear the reality that's out there at times of what they're dealing with, because I hear reality from them all the time, and it's like, wow, wish I could do more. But I had a lady recently who this was a couple months ago, and she would always say just the nicest things to me. She would just, I didn't know her, but she just reached out, and she was dealing with CRPS, and I remember before last time when I spoke to her, I said, listen, just if you need anything, just let me know, and so on and so forth. I had no idea, how bad things were, and then probably a couple of weeks later, someone reached out and said, Charles, I know you and so were good friends. She had a lot of respect for you, and but she's no longer here, and I was literally just shooken because, like I said, she would always encourage me. She would always say nice things and reach out and send me a nice message, and to hear that was like, man. Especially when we know that there are options and things that can be done out there, but it's money that gets in the way. It's lack of access, denial access to care, or if you don't have enough cash to put up front, you don't get it. This isn't a serious thing to talk about. And I'm glad that you're doing a second version and you're talking about other areas of the world, because some areas of the world are dealing with this better than we are. And we could take a turn out of their page, take a page out of their book, I should say, of what they're doing to help not only protect and preserve lives and save lives, but preventative medicines that we in America really kind of stink about. When it comes to preventative medicine, we stink.
Well, in a broader sense too, in America, we just don't. Yeah, there's not enough focus on preventative anything when it comes to health. It's all about waiting till you get sick, and then
we have good sick care, sort of, but not great preventative.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And unfortunately, some of that I think is just American culture. But this is something in terms of CRPS. I mean, this isn't like, it's not like you can just, as we were talking about, there are treatments, but it's not like you can just go to the gym or take some vitamins. I mean, you have to be able to, have access to what you need, not to cure it because there is no cure, but to try to manage it as best you can. And,
and there are people who literally, who are traveling from different parts of the world just to, there's some treatment out here and for the ketamine in Florida, and literally you hear the stories. They're traveling from, whether it's Los Angeles, New York, Canada, Europe, and some have to do this every few months just to get a little bit of relief, and it's costly. This is not a couple of $100. This is some serious money to get on a plane, and pay for treatment, have to stay in hotels, have to rent cars, so on and so forth, just to get a little bit of relief for 3 months.
Yep.
This is not easy.
No, it's not.
What was kind of the criteria, Charles, for in terms of people who you put into the film to talk about this? And were there some people who you spoke with who you wanted to put in it who maybe, was there anyone who declined to be in it? Because some people are, as much as they might like to help and spread awareness, some people are obviously just very private about their health. So I'm curious what the criteria was. And did you encounter anybody who just said, no, I'd like to help, but I don't want to be in the documentary?
I'll say this. Almost everyone wants to be and wants to share their story.
Yeah.
Because, and this crosses color lines, this crosses gender lines, this crosses everything. I mean, when dealing with this type of pain, people just want to tell their story. I mean, we get now hundreds of messages where people are like, Charles, I just want to tell my story. Please, I have a story to tell. And it's to the point now where it's like, I'm so, focused on trying to raise some money to get this done that it's like, listen, I got to reply. Hey, listen, I'll get back to you because, we have so many messages that it's hard. And some of these messages are like very long where, it's going to take me a few minutes to just read through the one message. But I understand, what they're dealing with. So we're going to have to, get back, take a day and get back to everybody. But no, everyone wants to share. Even back then when we were shooting the film, everyone wanted to share. And I think in many ways, because, like we just talked about, this being called a suicide disease, that a lot of people are, you can't even, me and you, we don't deal with what they're dealing with, and we can't understand being in pain day and night. I mean, can you imagine stubbing your toe and the pain of that, and having that day and night, and now you take that and amplify that 100 times, where this is running through someone's body. We can't understand what that is.
Right.
So, I mean, when you think about that and people are thinking about, maybe taking their own life, they want to share. There's a lot of people. I just had a young lady a few days ago send me a message, and she contacted me through WhatsApp. She said, Charles, I don't think I could do this anymore. And she's got, I think, 2 kids, and I'm like, listen, just hang in there. And she's got a fiance or husband, and this is wow. I words can't even express what they're dealing with, and how we need to fight for this. And this is why I fight for it, because once again, if I don't, I don't know who will.
Right.
Thank God I'm able to have the resources as far as getting the message out there and putting a good story together and so on and so forth. I wish it was easier. Sometimes like I said, I'm banging my head trying to understand, why it's so hard to be able to get a project like this together. But I understand that this is the world we live in, and we keep fighting, and hopefully we're working on going to Italy to highlight some of the treatment that they have over there. So we've been talking to that clinic over there, and
Italy
it looks
has
like
a
we might be able to
treatment
get
that,
over there.
if administered early enough, it can halt or reverse or put into remission
Really?
CRPS.
Yeah.
I used to know a woman who had a 14-year-old daughter that took her to Italy for the treatment. It did work for a number of years, and then I guess it came back, went back to Italy for an additional treatment. But it has to be done early. Like by the time we knew that I had CRPS, it was too late for that to work for me. And to access it here in the United States, I don't think you can. I think it's impossible.
Oh.
It's not even like an option for us.
Yeah, I think it's only in Italy.
People have mortgaged their houses to get, done anything to get their loved ones over there to try it.
Yeah.
Just to have something to try. And I do want to say, I mean, this is a serious topic. It is difficult to talk about at times, but this is why you're done this documentary and why it's so important to talk about these documentaries and get that information out there. But if you are having any concerns or you're not feeling too hot today or you need some help, please remember you can dial 988. 988 is the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, and there are people there that can help you. So there's always a voice out there. Don't forget, 988.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I think, too, as well, part of me, why I fight, too, as well, because you never know what might be around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And you want folks to hang in there and hold out hope that maybe there is some treatment out there that won't have to mortgage a house or fly across the world to get done. Hopefully there is something that
and part of my hope too is with you doing this, I have hope that maybe that gets some of the people up on Capitol Hill to pay attention and approve treatments that are working for people with CRPS. But I do want to also bring up, because Charles, you've done a lot of really great advocacy work, especially in the realm of the forever sick. And you've also done work in highlighting diabetes and type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes. I know you did a documentary series on that as well. And I wanted to make sure that our listeners heard about that.
Yeah. We've done some great shows, and we have the first docuseries we did, docu-reality series, was called Reverse. We shot that in Jamaica and featured people living with diabetes, and I've done a documentary called The Diabetic You, and a couple other projects on diabetes, and so it's been very powerful. And now that I'm even talking to you, I'd love to follow up once we get off too as well, because there probably is some other things that we could be doing, whether it's starting some sort of online petition where we have a few thousand people sign some things that could be brought in front of some legislation or creating some more awareness that maybe you could help me with and help the community get out there, so we can kind of make this more of a movement, because we have to force the hands of these companies.
We do.
These pharmaceutical companies. We
especially.
Can't just, they've got to open up their eyes and take account, and at least, if nothing else, help support the people, whether it's even with treatment options.
Oh, exactly.
Maybe
look at what's happening now in our community. Low-dose naltrexone is a medication that's working for a lot of people with CRPS and small fiber neuropathy, including myself. However, the pharmaceutical company that makes naltrexone won't make it in the low doses that people like us need it, because it's not profitable for them. Yeah. They only make it in the extremely high dose. So all of us have to go to compounding pharmacies to get the medication, which means we're paying 100% out of pocket, and it's not cheap. And have it made that way, because insurance gets to take a walk because it's compounded. Pharmaceutical company goes, not enough money in that for us, so we're not going to make it. Mm-hmm. And you're left with either, no money, no med, or whatever you got to do to get the med.
Yep, exactly.
Well, maybe we need to get a petition against or for that company, right? So maybe they can open up their eyes and say, what is this? Who are these people? And maybe take a different look at it. I think collectively as a community, while it's a rare disease, I'm sure there are, I don't know what the number is, but of CRPS people, but any petition with 50, 60 to 70,000 signatures might make that company say, you know what, we may need to take a look at this, or at least address this in some form or fashion.
Right, exactly. Charles, it is already approaching the top of the hour. We need to begin to wrap up, but before we run out of time, I want to make sure the people know where to find the documentary, Trial by Fire, and also, too, where they should go to find your other work, your other documentaries, and anything else that you want our listeners to know about how to keep up with everything that you're doing.
Definitely, and I really appreciate this. My website is probably the best place. It's bellaandelliemedia.com, BELLAAND, LEELLE media.com, and you could always just Google my name, Charles Mattocks. I'm not hard to find. Trial by Fire, like I said, is on YouTube right now on one of my pages, the Future of Health Network, but probably will more direct it toward the Amazon Prime so that we can really get people focused there. And who knows, maybe with some great views on Amazon Prime, they may be interested in doing something bigger with us regarding CRPS, and so we really want to push that initiative. And for those who are listening, do remember that collectively, as an army of people, we work better because we have to share. There are people who are literally just now seeing Trial by Fire after so many years, and we have to make sure that when we get this opportunity that we share. We ask our friends to share. We ask the friends of our friends to share. And even though at times a lot of us don't get the support that we would like, just keep pushing. Just keep sharing. Get the message out there. And I think if we work together, at least we can cause some attention and some eyes to be put on some things, so that we can try to get some more help and resources out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Charles Mattocks, thank you so much, my friend. It's wonderful to have you back on the show. Always great to speak with you, and we really love and appreciate what you're doing. And keep it up, man. Keep it up.
Thanks so much, and have a good one.
Absolutely, Charles. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. That was Charles Mattocks, filmmaker and also a celebrity chef and actor. And he does a lot of stuff, by the way. He
does.
Not just, obviously we're focused on the documentary with that conversation, but he's a busy guy. He's got a lot going on. So you should definitely check out everything that he's doing.
Absolutely. I follow him all the time because he does so much in the chronic illness area.
Yeah.
And shines such a great light on it, especially with that series. He did that series he was talking about on diabetes is excellent.
Yeah.
And they talk about things that they do to, help stay healthier, diet and so forth. So it's good to have those conversations, frankly. And Trial by Fire, 100% excellent movie to watch. If you haven't seen it, please see it, share it, help spread awareness. The more people that are aware and know, the more we can do to try and help and prevent people from losing their lives.
Yep, absolutely.
And again, I want to just remind people, if you're having a hard day or you're needing someone to talk to, please remember 988 is a great number. You can call, you can find help and support there, and no shame, 988.
Yep, absolutely. All right, well, we are approaching the top of the hour. We're going to take a quick break, show some love to our amazing sponsors. Then when we come back, we're going to play the newest single from the band Everfelt. It is called Reach. And then after that, we will have Everfelt, or at least I know Adam Steglich is going to join us, and we'll see.
Yes.
We'll see if other band members are with him. I think the last time they were on, I think it was just Adam, but I'm not sure. But a great band from Chicago. If you haven't heard Everfelt, definitely stick around. But we will be right back. Plenty more to come.
In times of crisis, you need a law firm that stands by your side. With over 40 years of experience, Craig & Getsoulis is dedicated to fighting for your rights. As former state prosecutors, our attorneys have the knowledge and trial experience to provide an aggressive defense against any charge, from DUIs to homicides. If you've been injured, our compassionate team will assess your case and fight for the compensation you deserve. Serving all of New Hampshire, Craig & Getsoulis is here when you need us most. Visit CraigAtZulis.com or call 603-555-1234 for a free consultation. Craig and Getzulis, your advocates, your allies.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry. Located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at QueenCityCabinetryNH.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Diz's Cafe is the place to put a smile on your face. Judy and the crew will take care of you. Bring your appetite and treat your taste buds right. Diz's Cafe is always a winning choice. Breakfast, lunch, or supper. Diz's Cafe at 860 Elm Street in downtown Manchester. Dine in, take out, or make a reservation. Call 603-606-2532. Eat, drink, and be happy. Diz's Cafe.
When it comes to keeping WMNH on the air and your own personal or business computer needs, trust Groland Computers. Located on Elm Street in Manchester, Groland handles computer repair, virus removal, and custom-built systems. Are you looking for budget-friendly options? Check out our selection of fully inspected used computers. We offer tailored on-site solutions. No unnecessary expenses here. Visit Groland.com or call Groland Computers at 603-645-0101. Your tech, your way. Trust Groland Computers.
Midnight. 7 times out of 10, we listen to our music at night. Thus spawned the title of this program.
Late Night Delight with DJ Midas, right here on WMNH Manchester.
You want to know why? Because I'm on the radio.
Saturdays and Sunday nights, midnight to 4 a.m.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Behold the harmony of airwaves as you immerse yourself in the captivating frequencies of WMNHLP, the sonic heartbeat of Manchester, transcending through the ether at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation. Our transmissions emanate from the zenith of 1000 Elm Street. Venture into the heart of our creative realm at 119 Canal Street, where innovation and sound collide. We bear the imprimatur of Manchester Public Television Service in the venerable city of Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Enrich your auditory journey with the depth of our licensed resonance. Dispatch your missives to WMNH953@gmail.com or traverse the virtual corridors of WMNHradio.org. Engage with our sonic vibrations by communing with us through the digital channels. Your radio beckons, eager to enthrall you with its mesmerizing cadence and envelop you in a symphony of boundless auditory wonder. WMNH, rip the knob off.
That is called Reach. The band is Everfelt. We have an unusual situation, though, here with our interview. I'm just going to go ahead and tell the listeners what's going on, because this is weird. So
he goofed, and apparently he thought he was ahead of us and not behind us.
Okay.
And he's not available.
Okay. So here's what happened. I'm just going to go ahead and I don't want to embarrass anybody, but I have to explain it. I feel compelled to, because this has never happened before. So, we interview, sometimes we have musicians from the area who come on. And, but sometimes we also, for example, we have Dave Strong coming in the third hour. But we also interview musicians from other parts of the country, other parts of the world even. And so obviously sometimes our guests are in other time zones. So we're sitting here, and Adam Seglich from Everfelt had sent me a message saying, I'll be ready at 10 a.m. And I'm like, great, because that's when he's supposed to Skype in. And as the single was playing, Reach, which is their newest single, I'm reading. I said to Jenny, I look at the message via Skype. He had messaged me on Skype, and I realized the exact wording of the message is, I'll be ready to Skype in at 10 a.m., 11 my time. And
where is he in the world?
And I'm reading the message. He's in Chicago, which is a central time zone.
Right.
So I'm reading the message, and it suddenly occurred to me, I was like, wait a minute, 10 a.m., yes, that is correct, but he's an hour behind us if he's central time. So that's not 11 his time. 10 a.m. here would be 9 a.m. central time. 11 a.m. his time would be noon.
Which he's now figured out, and he has said, OD.
Yeah, so...
I am so sorry.
Yeah, so...
he is at his child's football game.
All right, well...
Well, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, there you go. So
know your time zones.
Yes. Yeah, I read that message. I was like, wait a minute. And then I thought, I tried connecting with him because I thought maybe that was a typo. But yes, so 11 a.m. His time would be noon our time. And at noon, the show is over. So anyway, honest mistake. Adam's a really nice guy. Big fan of the band. We'll definitely reschedule them. So there's no, nobody's upset about anything, just to be clear. So mistakes happen. It's all good. But Everfelt will not be joining us today, apparently. So here's what we are going to do. We're going to, we love to do the world radio premieres here on Matt Connarton Unleashed. So now that we are into the second hour, if you missed it at the top of the show, we've got 2 radio premieres this week. We have What If These Days from Club Paradise, a great band from the UK who joined us a number of weeks ago. And I love this song. I cannot even express. This is one of those rare songs. I don't even have the words for how much I love this song. So we're going to play that again. And immediately after that, we're also going to play the FM radio premiere, because I think an internet station has already been playing it, but it's the FM radio premiere of the new track from Silicon Kong called Cyber Jesus. So we're going to play those. And then Jenny and I will find a suitable subject for the second hour, because there's always a lot of things going on in the music industry. And I can talk a little bit too about Under the Horizon, who were on the show with us last week. Very excited about that.
What we got to do.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Absolutely. So we have plenty of other things to talk about, and we will get Everfelt rescheduled, I'm sure. But so let's do this. We're going to hit our world radio premieres. And hey, even if you did already hear the track at the top of the first hour, it's worth hearing again. This is such a great song. I love this. This is Club Paradise. The track is What If These Days? Today is the American radio premiere, to be precise, of this track. So check this out.
That's it. I'm just scared of being on my own. I can't rest, I acquiesce that sound when you pretend you're sleeping, but you're stalking someone. Tell me the truth, cause really I ought to know. If I'm playing second best, is it best if I go home? Why can't we be seen if you don't even care that I'm so stuck in idle when there's no one Maybe I'm just too tired to let you know. Wanna give you all of my time, wanna drive you home. I need to say it now, 'cause I can't stop thinking that maybe one of these days are the best days ever. I ain't really scared of being vulnerable. Maybe I can be just a little headstrong. I've never had a love that's gave me a reason to believe in the days and the days are the best days ever. Maybe I'm just too tired to let you know. Wanna give you all of my time, wanna drive you home. I need to see it now, 'cause I can't stop thinking that maybe one of these days are the best days ever. I ain't really scared of being vulnerable. Maybe I can be just a little headstrong. I've never had a love that's gave me a reason to believe in the days and the days are the best days ever. Maybe I'm just too tired to let you know. Wanna give you all of my time, wanna drive you home. I need to say it now, 'cause I can't stop thinking that maybe one of these days are the best days ever. Having no airlines, just headstrong. Love that's reason believing.
Jesus code. Jesus code. Jesus code. Jesus code. Well, now, life activated. Turn on the lights. Existence sustained and the memory ignites. Here I am, but where that is a learning process and analysis now. Human beings with hostility increasing and constantly deceiving. Now it's looking like the end is near. You should have listened.
Would you like to know more?
The commander to the supreme leader, Mattocks.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Matt Connarton Unleashed as we are well in hour number 2, numero dos, on this Saturday, August 31st, 2024. We are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious Manchester, New Hampshire. Jenny is here as well at the news table.
Present and accounted for.
By the way, be careful if you're headed downtown. They've got the car show going on.
Yes.
So we had to take
roads are blocked.
Yeah, we had to take a very slight detour here. But of course, that time of day on a Saturday morning, it's pretty easy. But
it almost separated me from donkeys.
Yes, I'm not a car guy per se, as you know, but some of those are pretty cool to look at. You know, when you see them.
I'm so glad you're not a car guy.
Yeah, I'm not a car guy. Yeah. But if I see like a cool looking car, I'm like, oh, that's a cool looking car.
Well, yeah, I can look at a car and go, yeah, that's cool looking.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
That's about the extent of it for me.
Yes, I as well. Coming up in the third hour today, we have musician Dave Strong is going to be joining us, and we're going to play some of his tunes. Of course, in the first hour, we were joined by filmmaker Charles Mattocks. If you missed that,
one of my personal heroes.
Yes, absolutely. We also have been featuring today the radio premieres of a couple of brand new tracks. What If These Days by Club Paradise, our friends from the UK who we had on the show recently. I love that song.
Me too.
We are very honored to be the first American radio station to play that track. And also Cyber Jesus from Silicon Kong. Ian Hemme, of course.
That one.
Ian Hemme, who is the creator of Silicon Kong, was here with us on the show last week. And that is the FM radio premiere. I do think there might be an internet station that's already playing it, but that was the FM radio premiere here in the United States of that track. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that rockumentary or mockumentary when it comes out about Silicon Kong.
Yeah.
So lots of good stuff. We should remind people too, your art is still for, well, not much longer.
Not much longer.
It's the end of the month. Yeah. It's the end of the month.
A couple more days. There are 12 of my darkest pieces
hanging at
the Midnight Creatives Collective in Nashua, also the location of Terminus.
Yes.
Where we recently got to go seeing Green Jello, which was insanely cool. It's an awesome space to go see people. If you haven't gotten to go there yet, I encourage you to.
Yes.
If you want to go within the next couple of days and check out some of my dark paintings, go ahead.
Yeah.
And you can find more about me and my paintings at JennCoffey.com, JennCoffey.com. And while I have your attention,
yes,
I want to remind folks that right now there is a critical blood shortage. The American Red Cross has been putting out the call across the nation, asking people to come in and help save lives. There is a very critical blood shortage going on right now. And also, the American Red Cross has a program where they will come out and install a free smoke detector in your house, and also do a safety check and let you know if you have any risks that you might want to take care of. You know, so if there is a fire, get out of your house safely. If you're interested in getting a free smoke alarm installed and having a home safety check, visit theredcross.org in-home smoke alarms or call 1-800-464-6692. 1-800-464-6692 for the Red Cross.
Very good. Very good. I do want to mention, too, in the Facebook live chat, our friend Bruce from Legion of Solace, of course, a great place. I think I said, I don't know why I keep thinking he's from Connecticut. He's actually from Massachusetts, I believe. But he's in the chat room. They do a lot for the music scene. When I was playing that Chasing the Devil track earlier, we played the newest single from them, Drowning, our friend Jay Bello in the chat room. And hopefully we'll get them on the show soon. They've got a big tour they're going on. But while that track was playing, I missed the comment, so I wanted to go back to it. Bruce said, the vocalist, who is Jay, reminds me of Howard Jones of Light the Torch and Kill Switch Engage. Yeah, I can definitely hear that. I can hear that as well. Yeah, great band, Chasing the Devil. You should check them out. Tattoo Baby is in the Facebook live chat and says, hey, guys. She is the cover model, by the way, for Grimrock's album. Grimrock, our friend from one of our many friends now from Pennsylvania who've been on the show. So last week, of course, when we had Ian Hemme, Silicon Kong, also from PA. A Yinzer, apparently that's what they call them in Pittsburgh. And I just want to make sure we didn't miss anybody here. Bouncing between chat rooms. Actually got multiple. Oh, Andre Dumont, of course, from the band Dead Harrison. and also the Midnight Creatives Collective. I got to see Andre, of course, on Tuesday night at the Green Jelly Show, or Green Jello, whichever you want to call them, at Terminus in Nashua. Andre says, good morning. The Saturday morning ritual begins. Best radio show for your weekend to begin. Thank you, Andre. Appreciate that. Appreciate that very much. Something that's been going on in the music industry news, actually, this is what we do when when something goes awry with a guest, is what happened today with our hour number 2 guest. There's been a lot of the biggest kind of news, I think, over the past week in music, in the world of music, is Oasis. They are reuniting the band, the Gallagher brothers, Liam and Noel Gallagher. Bands fighting, or I'm sorry, I should say brothers fighting within bands, not an unusual thing. History tells us, you've got the Kinks, you've got Ray Davies and Dave Davies and their epic arguments and so forth. But apparently the Gallagher brothers putting their differences aside for a big reunion tour. But we have a call. Let's grab this call. See who's, oh, no, nobody there. Okay. Someone was just calling us. The Gallagher brothers, they're putting their differences aside for this tour. But it was interesting to see some of the reactions on social media, because people are cynical very often. And a lot of people are suggesting that, well, this isn't going to last. This isn't going to be real. The tour will end up getting canceled, after 5 dates, because the Gallaghers are particularly famous for not getting along. And like I said, brothers arguing within bands. You've got Ray and Dave Davies from the Kinks. You've got bands where you have not necessarily brothers, but people who are like brothers, like Tyler and Perry of Aerosmith and so forth. But there are a lot of examples of actual blood brothers and bands not getting along. So there's already a lot of cynicism, a lot of skepticism about whether this Oasis tour is really gonna happen. But there's also an issue with getting tickets, and the AP is reporting error messages and lengthy online queues greet fans scrambling to secure Oasis reunion tickets. It says here, Oasis fans seeking tickets to the band's reunion tour endured hours-long waits, and in some cases disappointment, as online platforms strained under demand Saturday from hundreds of thousands of fans. The Britpop-era behemoth, led by brothers Noel and Liam Gallagher, is scheduled to play 17 gigs, and that's it. That's a short tour. It's
Talk
first
about limited chances to see them.
Yeah. These are their first shows in 15 years, kicking off in Cardiff, Manchester, London, Edinburgh, and Dublin, starting July 4. No, that is not Manchester, New Hampshire, of course. Manchester, England. More than 1 million tickets went on sale on Saturday morning, with prices starting at about £74, which would be just under $100 American. Some people attempting to get into the handful of authorized sales sites, including Ticketmaster and Gigs and Tours, received error messages, while many others were informed they were in a lengthy queue. Josh Jeffrey, a videographer who lives near Edinburgh, spent hours moving up the online ticket queue before the whole site collapsed at the last step. He said, "I've given up. My friends have given up. We just decided it's too much hassle. As I was in the queue, I heard Wonderwall blasting out from my neighbor's house. He'd obviously gotten tickets."
Oh,
yes.
Wow. Yeah. And they were saying that within hours of the tickets going on sale, they were turning up on resale websites for as much as $7,800.
Yeah.
$7,800 for a ticket? No, thank you.
Well,
I don't like nobody that much.
The way, so that apparently is, trying to look it up quickly. That specifically is being addressed apparently by Oasis. They don't want these resale sites selling the tickets.
Yeah, they're warning people not to buy them.
Right. Which is interesting because the way the secondhand ticket market works is, so some of these resale sites, obviously, they're basically scalpers online.
Yeah.
They buy up all these tickets and then they resell them on their own sites. But some of them, this is what's a little dirty about it to some people. Depends on, we could actually do a whole segment on this one of these days. Sometimes the resale site isn't necessarily a scalper site. Sometimes it's a resale site that is in some way affiliated with the main site. So for example, Ticketmaster, I forget what they're like. There's another site that's like a reseller, but they actually just get like, they're actually owned by Ticketmaster. It's all very weird, and it's a little dirty. This business. The whole with
thing
the tickets.
and the thing I don't understand that they do though is that the AP talks about how the bands are warning people not to buy them. That they're saying that these tickets are either counterfeit or they're getting canceled by the promoter. So if these tickets show up on secondary sites, they're actually getting canceled.
Right.
And you've got a nothing ticket. How did they get away with doing that? Which I don't understand.
Which I've never seen that before, where these tickets are actually getting canceled.
I don't understand how that works.
It's a tangled web, this business. Remember years and years ago when Pearl Jam tried to take on Ticketmaster and how that went? They ended up giving up.
Yeah, Ticketmaster is quite the giant.
But yeah, so Variety has this story up. Oasis warns against reselling as fans report technical issues getting tickets for the reunion tour. Yeah, because you try to get the tickets, you end up in. It's like when you're trying to buy them. It's like when you're trying to call some customer service line and you're put into a queue, and your wait time is 3 hours and 58 minutes. Estimated wait time, and then. An hour later, your estimated wait time is now 3 hours and 51 minutes. And you don't know if you're ever going to get through. And then eventually you just get hung up on. It's like that. But so they try to buy these tickets. So then they go to one of the secondary sites. So here's what Variety is reporting. Oasis fans aren't finding much glory this morning while trying to buy tickets for the band's highly anticipated reunion tour, with many reporting technical issues. I'm going to skip down. Okay, so it says here, it's part of this we covered already. So in a statement to Variety, Ticketmaster said its site had not crashed and the queue is moving along. Well, I suppose if you're sitting there, by the way, if you're sitting there at your computer on the site, maybe it crashes, or maybe your browser is having an issue. You can't be sure, but most likely it crashed. And I think Ticketmaster is probably just not being honest. But okay, no. So I know it's shocking. So a spokesperson said, quote, as anticipated, millions of fans are accessing our site, so have been placed in a queue. Fans are advised to hold their place in line, make sure they're only using one tab, clear cookies, and ensure they aren't using any VPN software on their device, unquote.
Jeez. Reconfigure everything before you try to buy tickets.
As fans scrambled for tickets, Oasis repeatedly warned against scams and ticket reselling. In a message posted to X later on Saturday morning, the band wrote, quote, and by the way, the band, it's not like one of the Gallaghers is actually writing this. Obviously, it's management, but this is what was written, quote, please note, Oasis Live 25 tickets can only be resold at face value via at Ticketmaster UK and at Twickets. Tickets appearing on other secondary ticketing sites are either counterfeit or will be canceled by the promoters, unquote. Soon after the presale for the tour started on Friday night, tickets began appearing on reselling websites such as StubHub and Viagogo for as much as 6,000, whatever that is, pounds, I guess. Face value for a standing ticket to the tour is 150 pounds, and seated tickets range up to 205 pounds. By the way, StubHub, I think StubHub is the site, the secondary, quote unquote, secondary site that is actually owned by Ticketmaster.
Oh, no kidding.
I believe it's StubHub. The other two websites, Gigs and Tour and C Tickets, were reported to be holding fans in a temporary queue before directing them to the purchase page. So the band's management is warning, don't go to these secondary sites. I'm going to look this up really quickly. I want to know if I'm right about that.
I was actually just trying to look that up too, but I didn't quite get there.
Is StubHub
My computer slowed down.
Well, then I suggest if that's the case,
I must clear my cookies.
Take Ticketmaster's advice. Clear your cookies and your cache and
no VPN software.
No VPNs.
I don't even know if I have that.
Okay, I was wrong. StubHub is not owned by Ticketmaster.
Oh.
StubHub is privately owned. Maybe it's SeatGeek. There is a secondary market company that is owned by Ticketmaster. So that's what's going on there. I do think the tour will happen. Again, like I said, there's a lot of cynicism online. I remember back when Oasis first got really big, there's actually an EP, a bootleg that someone put out, or a CD of one of their, I think it's called Sibling Rivalry, and it's they were in the studio and someone left the tape rolling on an argument that Noel and Liam Gallagher were having in studio where they're yelling at each other. And I'm sure it's on YouTube. It's kind of interesting.
They're brothers. I mean,
I'd pull it up and play it, but there's definitely profanity in it. So, so that's what's going on with Oasis there. So I don't know if are they planning to come to the United States? They must be.
Ticketmaster also owns Live Nation.
Yes, they are one and the same and have been for a long time. To the chagrin of some people who believe that is a monopoly and that merger should not have been approved by the government, but we won't get into all of that.
They also acquired Front Gate Tickets. That's another company.
Yeah.
That they apparently acquired.
Yeah, they gobble up a lot of these smaller ticket companies. But
there's another one called Universe that they got. That's a DIY ticketing platform.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm just getting a kick at all the stuff they own here.
Yeah, they try to gobble everybody up.
Front Gate Tickets.
Front Gate Tickets.
Yep, they got that one too.
But there's a major one that everyone's heard of, and I can't remember who it is.
Upgraded converts physical tickets into digital ones.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there isn't. I thought it was a big one that people have heard of, like StubHub, that everyone's just kind of aware of. But they try to conceal that they're actually owned by Ticketmaster. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, we'll move on because we have another. Speaking of people not getting along,
in music, no.
But see, this is positive because this is an example of people being able to put their differences aside for the music. Because as the Gallagher brothers obviously have had to put their differences aside to reunite Oasis and do this tour, the members of Journey, our friends Jonathan Cain and Neil Sean, have also put their differences. Well, actually, I don't think they've put their differences aside necessarily, but there has been a détente. Because if you've been paying any attention to this, you know that they're in the middle of this stadium tour. Journey is. They're out on the road with Def Leppard. So doing a stadium tour, it's big business. And you've got band members suing each other while they're on tour. And over some disagreements of how money is spent by the company that they are directors of. They each own 50% or have 50% control, I should say, not necessarily ownership. But Jonathan Cain and Neil Sean each having 50% control over this company. And they each like to spend a lot of money and then they get mad at the other. And it's a whole thing. We talked about this a couple weeks ago on the show. This is being reported by, I like to give the site credit, digitalmusicnews.com, which is a great site. Don't stop believing in a Journey World Tour. The band is back on the road as members settle their legal differences.
Really?
And here's how they did it. And this is one of the options.
Back on. Now that's impressive.
It's all good. It's all good. It says, don't stop believing is in the possibility of a unified Journey, which has seemingly seen members Jonathan Cain and Neil Sean put their latest dispute to rest. There will be others, I'm sure, in the future, as history tells us. But that dispute, we reported closer to August, so the beginning of August, so going on about a month, centered on touring-related disagreements between Cain and Sean, with each possessing a 50% interest in the companies responsible for handling Journey's dealings. The veteran musicians have for years clashed over expenses and a whole lot else. As it pertains to one of the companies, Freedom 2020, The two couldn't agree on matters including tour accommodation expenditures, security costs, the employment status of various personnel, and more. Alleged unilateral spending on the part of Sean was a particularly significant issue, Kane described. And yeah, when we talked about this before, we talked about, spending, $10,000
There was
a
an
night.
accusation of a $10,000 hotel room.
Yep.
I bet that really exists too.
Yeah, no, I believe it.
Grotesque
and
greed.
maxed out company credit cards. And the thing about personnel differences, apparently on the current tour, one of the members, Sean or Kane, might fire somebody, and then the other member is upset and hires that person back. Just a lot of dysfunction. I read, too, there was even some disagreement between them about whether or not Jonathan Kane should be playing guitar on the song Wheel in the Sky.
Why not?
Well, technically he's the keyboard player, but he does play guitar. He does.
So what? Don't play guitar?
Well, he plays
on somebody else's toes.
He plays rhythm guitar on Stone in Love. I think there's a couple Stone in Love, but he has to, right? That song would sound really strange with one guitar. So he plays rhythm guitar on that. Neil Sean, of course, the lead player on that. And I think he's always also played on Wheel in the Sky, but I guess there was a disagreement. Like Sean didn't want him to play guitar on Wheel in the Sky or something. Really weird. So according to this, so it says the hang-ups, which brought about the cancellation of the UK leg of the band's ongoing tour, came to light in a late July filing submitted by Kane to the Delaware Chancery Court. In the action, the 74-year-old asked the court to appoint a third-party director to Freedom 2020 so as to remedy the deadlock between him and Sean, who held all voting rights over so many of the famed rock group's business moves. Given the 50-50 voting rights structure, it was proving exceedingly difficult to agree on operational details and to appoint another director, Kane explained in more words. Furthermore, the announcement arrived after Sean last week acknowledged that he and Kane, quote, don't always see eye to eye on everything, or sometimes on pretty much anything, unquote. But the 70-year-old also expressed a desire to bring on the third-party director and move past the friction on the tour as the tour could proceed. So the tour could proceed. Running with that point, the fresh statement from Kane's legal team reads, quote, Mr. Sean is prohibited from unilaterally acting on behalf of the company, and all future deadlock between Mr. Kane and Mr. Sean will be broken by the vote of the custodian. So just a third party to be a tiebreaker, effectively. As scheduled, this tour will see Journey perform in San Diego tonight, play 4 more stateside shows through September 8th, head to Brazil and Chile later that same month, and then entertain fans in Japan well into October. At present, the group doesn't appear to have rescheduled the previously noted UK dates, which had originally been teed up to begin in October as well. Well, yeah, and that's going to be hard for them to just reschedule those. I mean, they're on, because it's not just them. They're on this stadium tour with Def Leppard. So, well, we'll see how long this lasts and how long that the détente remains. And one other thing we can get into before we hit the top of the hour, because we do talk on the show a lot about AI and concerns people have about AI.
This one caught my eye.
Yeah, this is trying to click this link here. This is something that you brought to my attention. Yeah, this is from BuzzFeed. Don't be swindled. Here's why Tom Hanks issued a public service announcement about some AI ads. It says Tom Hanks.
I'm so glad he did, too.
Yeah. He says Tom Hanks has issued a strong statement against medical ads made with AI that fraudulently uses his name, likeness, and voice. In an Instagram post on Thursday, the actor made what he called a public service announcement and captioned the statement, "Extra, extra, read all about it." There are multiple ads over the internet falsely using my name, likeness, and voice promoting miracle cure and wonder drugs, he wrote. While Hanks didn't specify which specific medical ads he was opposing, he clarified, quote, "These ads have been created without my consent, fraudulently, and through AI. I have nothing to do with these posts or the products and treatments or the spokespeople touting these cures," unquote. Hanks revealed in 2013 that he has type 2 diabetes and noted in his Instagram post that he only works with board-certified doctors regarding his treatment. He ended his statement with 3 directives: don't be fooled, don't be swindled, and don't lose your hard-earned money.
And this is, again, what we've been talking about a lot recently, is about people controlling their own images and likenesses.
Yeah.
You know, and as AI becomes more and more prevalent, it's going to be more and more of these type of situations where you really got to be careful.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like them, it sounds like them, but it's not them.
Right.
And that's scary.
Yeah.
But you know what? You really shouldn't be taking medical advice from any ad. In my perfect world, medical ads don't exist because they are not helpful. They convince people they need stuff they don't need, or they need things that cost more money than they don't really need. Like, there's no good reason for this. Your doctor can tell you what you need. You don't need an ad on TV trying to force feed you. You must take this pill. Your life will be better if you just take this pill.
Right.
You know, the magic pill. The snake oil salesman has always existed and will always exist in our society. It's just now they're coming in the form of AI, which makes it even scarier because you can't tell the difference.
Yeah. Although when it comes to voices, it seems to me that, I mean, you could do that anyway. You don't need AI to replicate someone's voice. You just need someone who can do a good impression.
Right, but this isn't that. This is them replicating his likeness, his image.
Right. Well, yeah, his image.
That it looks like he's saying these things and he's endorsing them and saying, look, Tom Hanks says this pill's great for you, so I'll take it too.
Right.
Because, you know, he's a great guy. He's so wholesome and nice, and we love Tom Hanks, so we must trust Tom Hanks. And so if you don't want to feel that way, then listen to heed his words, because he's telling you it's not him. He didn't give him permission. And these companies shouldn't be able to do that, but they're getting away with it because we don't have strong enough laws to control AI to protect artists and entertainers so they can control their images and how they're seen and what's coming out of their mouths, because they can make you say anything.
Right. Yeah, I felt from the beginning when the first time I ever saw Tom Hanks in that TV show, Bosom Buddies, I thought I trust this man. Peter Scolari, not so much.
You're terrible.
Remember that show, Bosom Buddies?
I do.
Yes.
I loved that show.
Yes.
I loved, but you know, when I think of Tom Hanks, I always think about bubblegum shrimp now.
Oh, yes. Forrest Gump.
I got to go to a bubblegum shrimp restaurant in Minnesota, and they had they had his suit, white suit with the suitcase, and they had all kinds, and of course they were running the movie, but they had all kinds of memorabilia and stuff there. And I, of course, got the Jenny, which was shrimp and salmon.
Yes.
But no, I mean, he's a great, people look at Tom Hanks and they see a trusted person. So when you think you're seeing him telling you, this is a great pill, I take it, you should too, it's easy to fall prey to that.
Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
But as technology continues to grow, we need to grow laws to protect artists.
What would be the worst is if you start seeing this kind of thing with somebody like Morgan Freeman. Because isn't he, I mean, would you say Morgan Freeman one of the most trusted voices?
To a point.
You know,
but if he doesn't say certain words, I don't know that anybody believed that it was him, and you can't say those words. So
Morgan Freeman?
Oh wait, wrong guy. I mixed him up.
You're thinking of Samuel L. Jackson.
I was too.
Yes.
I had him in my head for some reason.
He's not always a potty mouth. I see him in commercials where he keeps it clean. But no, Morgan Freeman though. Everyone trusts Morgan Freeman. How can you not? As we approach the top of the hour, so we have Dave Strong joining us in the third hour, correct?
Yes.
And so looking forward to that. But before we have a little bit of time left, I want to play a song from our new friends in the band Under the Horizon, because we went to see Under the Horizon last Sunday at the Tupelo.
Yes.
They were opening for Great White. They also played a second show at the Tupelo last night. They were opening for Queensryche, of course.
Which was a sold-out show, of course.
Sold-out show, yeah. Great pictures online. So looking forward to helping them with their radio endeavors. Got a lot going on. But I've had this particular track stuck in my head. Oh, and by the way, I should mention, too, Tony Petrello, who of course joins us Friday nights on Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C. When he came in last night, he was telling me how much he couldn't remember which song it was, but one of the songs from Under the Horizon he really, really loved. But I'm going to play the one that I woke up with stuck. You know, when I wake up in the morning, I always have a song stuck in my head. Some more than others.
There are worse things to have stuck in your head.
Well, Unicycle by Jerry and the Skunk.
That gets stuck a lot.
That gets stuck in my head a lot. That's why I play it a lot. Not Coming Back by Day to Attend. That one gets stuck in my head a lot. There was a Club Paradise single, not the new one, but the previous one that got stuck in my head a lot. But today I woke up with Within My Eyes from Under the Horizon stuck in my head. So we're going to play that. And then we'll show some love to our amazing sponsors. And then we've got Dave Strong joining us in the third hour today. So there is plenty more Matt Connarton Unleashed to come. So don't go away. Here it is. Within My Eyes. This is Under the Horizon.
Looking at my face when I see the light, whisper in my ear, they are paralyzed. I can feel the tears falling down the night.
I can't breathe when I'm alone, but I cannot talk when you're around. I can't see on my own, but you put my face in the ground. Why can't I just be at home? You spread your lies all around. I just wanna be alone, but you put my name in the crowd. Within my eyes, within my eyes, within my eyes.
Tell me that it's fake, I can see the truth. Wrap me on my back, cage it follows you. People let you up, they follow me too.
I can't breathe when I'm alone, but I cannot talk when you're around. I can't see on my own, but you put my face in the ground. Why can't I just be at home? You spread your lies all around. I just wanna be alone, but you put my name in the crowd. Within my eyes, within my eyes, within my I can't breathe when I'm alone, but I cannot talk when you're around. I can't see on my own, but you put my face in the crowd. Why can't I just be at home? You spread your lies all around. I just wanna be alone, but you put my name in the crowd. Within my eyes, within my eyes, within my eyes. Oh, within my eyes.
In times of crisis, you need a law firm that stands by your side. With over 40 years of experience, Craig & Getsoulis is dedicated to fighting for your rights. As former state prosecutors, our attorneys have the knowledge and trial experience to provide an aggressive defense against any charge, from DUIs to homicides. If you've been injured, our compassionate team will assess your case and fight for the compensation you deserve. Serving all of New Hampshire, Craig and Getzoulis is here when you need us most. Visit craigatzulis.com or call 603-5551-234 for a free consultation. Craig and Getzoulis, your advocates, your allies.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Diz's Cafe is the place to put a smile on your face. Judy and the crew will take care of you. Bring your appetite and treat your taste buds right. Diz's Cafe is always a winning choice. Breakfast, lunch, or supper. Diz's Cafe at 860 Elm Street in downtown Manchester. Dine in, take out, or make a reservation. Call 603-606-2532. Eat, drink, and be happy. Diz's Cafe.
When it comes to keeping WMNH on the air and your own personal or business computer needs, trust Groland Computers. Located on Elm Street in Manchester, Groland handles computer repair, virus removal, and custom-built systems. Are you looking for budget-friendly options? Check out our selection of fully inspected used computers. We offer tailored on-site solutions. No unnecessary expenses here. Visit Groland.com or call Groland Computers at 603-645-0101. Your tech, your way. Trust Groland Computers.
Midnight. 7 times out of 10, we listen to our music at night. Thus spawned the title of this program.
Late Night Delight with DJ Midas, right here on WMNH Manchester.
You wanna know why? Because I'm on the radio.
Saturdays and Sunday nights, midnight to 4 a.m.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Behold the harmony of airwaves as you immerse yourself in the captivating frequencies of WMNHLP, the sonic heartbeat of Manchester, transcending through the ether at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation. Our transmissions emanate from the zenith of 1000 Elm Street. Venture into the heart of our creative realm at 119 Canal Street, where innovation and sound collide. We bear the imprimatur of Manchester Public Television Service in the venerable city of Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Enrich your auditory journey with the depth of our licensed residents. Dispatch your missives to WMNH953@gmail.com or traverse the virtual corridors of WMNHradio.org. Engage with our sonic vibrations by communing with us through the digital channels. Your radio beckons, eager to enthrall you with its mesmerizing cadence and envelop you in a symphony of boundless auditory wonder.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
I guess that's it. I'm just scared of being on my own. I can't rest, I acquiesce that sound when you pretend you're sleeping, but you're stalking someone. Tell me the truth, cause really I ought to know. If I'm playing second best, is it best if I go home? Why can't we be seen if you don't even care that I'm so stuck and idle when there's no one there? Maybe I'm just too tired to let you know. Wanna give you all of my time, wanna drive you home. I need to say it now, cause I can't stop thinking that maybe 'cause it scares me to think that I might have ran here for nothing at all. Got the dust on my shoes just to prove I can be the man who's in your prayers. I don't need a night's sleep. I'm only dreaming of your lips and all your sins, but sadness isn't good by feeding physical bliss. Maybe I'm just too tired to let you know. Wanna give you all of my time, wanna drive you home. I need to say it now, 'cause I can't stop thinking that maybe one of these days are the best days ever. I ain't really scared of being vulnerable. Maybe I can be just a little headstrong. I've never had a love that gave me a reason to believe in the days and the days are the best days I will have enough. Maybe I'm just too tired to let you know. Wanna give you all of my time, wanna drive you home. I need to say it now, 'cause I can't stop thinking that maybe one of these days are the best days ever. I ain't really scared of being vulnerable. Maybe I can be just a little headstrong. I've never had a love that's gave me a reason to believe in the days and the days are the best days ever. Maybe I'm just too tired to let you know. Wanna give you all of my time, wanna drive you home. I need to say it now, 'cause I can't stop thinking that maybe one of these days are the best days ever. I ain't really scared of being vulnerable. Maybe I can be just a little headstrong. I've never had a love that's gave me a reason to believe in the days and the days are the best days ever. Maybe I'm just too tired to let you know. Wanna give you all of my time, wanna drive you home. I need to say it now, 'cause I can't stop thinking that maybe one of these days are the best days ever. Having love lines, be just headstrong. Love that's reason believing.
If I was the fridge, would you open the door? If I was the grass, would you mow your lawn? If I was your body, would you still wear clothes? If I was a booger, would you blow your nose? Would you keep it? Would you eat it? I'm just trying to give myself a reason for being around. If I was a front porch swing, would you let me hang? If I was a dance floor, would you shake your thing? If I was a rubber check, would you let me bounce? Up and down inside your bank account. Would you trust me not to break you? I'm just trying really hard to make you notice me being around. If I was a haircut, would you wear a hat? If I was a maid, could I clean your flat? If I was a carpet, would you wipe your feet? Time to save me from mud off the street. If you like me, if you love me, why don't you get down on your knees and scrub me? I'm a little grubby from just being around.
I love that. I absolutely love that. That is called Being Around. And that is Dave Strong, who we have here with us live in studio. Let me get that mic up there. How's it going, Dave?
Woo! What's up? How you doing?
Good. I can hear you. The mic's working. That's all the battle, really.
Nice.
If you're just joining us, of course, this is Matt Connarton Unleashed. We are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious Manchester, New Hampshire, here on this Saturday, August 31, 2024. And Jenny is here, of course, at the news table.
Present and accounted for.
And Dave Strong is with us live in studio. He brought his guitar. He's gonna play for us. And you brought your friend Tyler?
Yeah, that's my son, Tyler.
Oh, that's your son. Hello. Hi. You don't look old enough to have us. Really? Wow. That's incredible. Are you also a musician, Tyler? Go ahead and pull that mic up.
No, but I come from a musicianist family.
Okay.
Tyler actually has done some of the artwork, my digital releases and stuff. He took a picture and he makes the things that go on Spotify and Apple Music.
Yeah.
That say what I am. It says Dave Strong, being around on. He does that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, very cool.
Yeah. I can't do much of music, but I can do the art.
Yeah.
Well, that's important. I mean, that's a huge part of it, especially in the era in which we live. The visual aspect of it. Also, before we get rolling here, for those watching online, let me try to get this on the camera here for those watching online. So Dave brought. So this is vinyl. We talk about vinyl a lot on the show. So this is your self-titled album?
Yep.
When did this come out?
It came out about 1.5 years ago.
Very cool.
I'm
very
working
cool.
on releasing my second one soon.
Okay.
That one's going to get added to the office.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I come bearing gifts.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. No, that's very cool. Copyright now. Oh, is one of these one of these is a Ramones cover and one is yeah, so most of these are originals, correct?
Yeah, 8 of the 10 are originals.
Okay.
Yep. One's a Ramones song and one's Eddie Cochran.
Very cool. Very cool. So thank you. Yeah, that's excellent. And you brought us pins too.
Yep.
Probably can't see these as well on the camera, but no, that's great. Thank you. Yeah, this is and this was released on Fameless Records?
Yes. Small little label out of Philly.
Oh, no kidding. How'd you get connected with them?
I've been playing music for a little bit now, and I have pitched a few ideas to Tim, who runs the label in Philly. And, we just got talking through social media, and, he liked what I was doing solo.
Yeah.
And he goes, now's a good time to put it out. So I said, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so I assume it's also available on CD and... Yeah, that'd be weird to just do a vinyl release.
It's streaming.
I suppose. Yeah.
those 10 songs are streaming, plus another 10 songs on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, Deezer, all those.
Okay. Is this your only full-length album? Because I noticed, just looking online, it looks like you put out a lot of singles.
Yeah, I do a lot of singles. So when I started, I was doing just Bandcamp singles. And then... Like I said, my buddy was like, yo, we can maybe do a compilation, like CD, tape, record maybe. And that's how that happened. And that's the first 10 songs that I put out. And since I've been trying to be consistent with my singles.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a plan probably in December, loosely December, is when the next 10 songs will go off to press to be like the Dave Strong second album or whatever. I don't know the name of it yet.
Yeah.
It'll be like a blue one or something. It'll be cool. And we almost sold out of those. I think we pressed 300, and we're about to sell out of those, and we're going to repress that one too, which is really cool.
No, that's amazing. Good for you, man. Good for you. How do you, everyone always hates this question, but how do you describe your music for someone who's never heard it? Because it's pretty eclectic stuff. Like, I listen to a lot of your music online in addition to the tracks that you send me. It's really eclectic and hard to, I mean, I wouldn't know what to tell somebody. Like, if somebody said to me, describe Dave Strong, I'd be like, I don't know. I mean, there's definitely, there's a punk vibe there, but a song like, be around. It's like, I just love that so much, by the way. I love the lyrics, you know. But I mean,
It's clever, yeah.
What's that?
It's a clever song, yeah.
Yeah. Like, how do you describe your music to people who've never heard it?
Usually, so in general, I'll say it's like Green Day meets Weezer meets the Ramones or something. Like I'll kind of stereotype 3 popular bands that someone might have heard, you know?
Yeah.
But it depends on who I'm hanging out with. If like a bunch of punk people are like, what do you sound like? I'll be like, I sound like I'm punk. I'm really punk. Check me out.
Yeah.
Or if like my mom and her friends are like, what do you sound like? I'll be like, well, I sound like the Beatles, like a little faster. Or like I do an Eddie Cochran song, which is like from the 50s, you know? So like, I'll be like, yeah, I maybe I'm like Gene Vincent on speed or something like that,
Right.
you know? Because some of the songs have upright bass.
Yeah.
So I grew up listening to the Beach Boys and oldies and the Beatles. I love harmonies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, and then I got into like Nirvana and Ramones. So I keep it rock and roll.
Yeah.
But yeah, like catchy poppy rock, I guess.
Yeah. And so now, do you always, or do you usually play with a band, or do you do a lot of? Because I think you had mentioned too, you had recently done a solo show, or last night you had done a solo show, or
Last night I did a full band show at O'Brien's
Oh,
in
okay.
Alston, and that was awesome.
oh, that must have been, yeah, that's a great room.
Yeah, it was great. There was a lot of people at it too. It was cool. Parking stunk.
Well, yeah, yeah, that area, yeah.
But very supportive. Great bands, really cool place. But I try to play live with a band as much as possible. If somebody asks me to play, I always ask my band first.
Yeah.
But you know, my drummer lives in Western Mass.
Yeah.
My second guitarist lives in Connecticut.
Yeah.
And my bass player lives in Barrington. So we're all like in different states.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, it's not like gas is expensive or anything.
Yeah, I mean, and we are going to Germany too in
Are you?
January. Yeah,
No kidding.
I mean, the big shows when it matters. I mean, I think every show matters.
Yeah.
But when push comes to shove, and like it's a Saturday night packed place, they're gonna be there.
Yeah.
With me.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm playing next Saturday night in Portland.
Okay.
By myself at Spring Hill Tavern.
Okay.
And then I'm playing the week after, the 14th, at Gino's in Portland with a full band.
Nice.
So
nice.
you never know. You
Yeah.
never know what you're gonna get. I don't like to say no to shows.
Yeah.
So like if a show is on a Wednesday night or something, it's gonna probably be just me.
Right.
But
Right.
if it's like a Saturday night, you know, it's gonna probably be the band.
Portland's a great scene. Is that where because you're from Maine, right?
Yeah, I live pretty close to Portland, maybe
Yeah.
like 30 minutes from Portland.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. People who don't know, I mean, it's kind of Portland's a lot like Boston. I feel in terms of the scene and the diversity of it. A lot of different kinds of music there. Do you play? So are you playing? It sounds like you play a lot. Every weekend do you have shows? pretty
I've been
much, or-
trying, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's been good.
And then when you go to Germany, is the full band going with you?
Yes.
Wow.
A variation of the band. My buddy Bernie, who plays bass for us, is gonna stay home, but Lee, who plays guitar, it's funny. Lee plays drums on a lot of the studio stuff.
Yeah.
He's like my right hand man almost when it comes to this stuff. He doesn't play every show. Sometimes we play a 3-piece.
Yeah.
But he always helps out in the studio, especially on this new album. He's gonna play bass in Germany, and my drummer Jared is gonna come and play drums. So we'll do a 3-piece.
Yeah.
So I'll have a full band in Germany.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's nice that you have that kind of flexibility where you can kind of just make it work, and change the configuration as you go if you need to. So that's pretty cool.
Sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's stressful as hell.
Is it? Yeah. How many dates are you doing there?
We're gonna be there for 6 days, and I think we're gonna play 4 of them.
Okay. Have you been to Europe before?
I have been. I've played with my friend Jeff before over there.
Yeah.
We flew in to Spain, played 2 or 3 shows in like Madrid, Lyon.
Wow.
And then we flew to Amsterdam and played Amsterdam and Rotterdam.
Yeah.
So, and I think that was like in 8 days. We probably played 4 or 5 shows in 8 days.
Wow, no kidding.
Yep, that was about 5 years ago. That was really fun.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Right before the pandemic.
Yeah, right before,
Yeah. Good thing it wasn't 4 years ago. You wouldn't have been able to go.
Yeah.
Now, so I have to ask you this. So you've got I've been dying to ask you this question. You've got a brand new single that just came out, which we're not going to play today. Now, we love to play new stuff on the show. The only reason we're not playing this is called I Hate Joe King's Roommate. And the only reason we're not playing it, so usually I make a radio edit. If a guest has something and I want to play it, and if they don't have a radio edit, I'll make a radio edit. I just go in, I reverse where all the swears are. And I don't mind doing that. It takes me 5 minutes. I'm pretty efficient at it. But I was listening to this track. And by the way, I love the song. It's a great song. But I thought there's so much here that would have to be reversed and it would kind of wreck the song. So I was like, I don't, just artistically, I don't think I should mess with this one. But here's what I'm dying to know. I want to know, there has to be a story behind this, right?
Sure is.
And who is Joe King and why is his roommate upset you so? Because I can't tell, like, we learn a little bit about Joe King's roommate from the song.
Yep.
We learn that he's apparently a very upsetting person, but I don't know.
You would think.
But I don't know exactly, and I don't know how much you can divulge, but I mean, I have to ask. I'm very curious. The song made me very curious.
All right. I'll be as forthcoming as I can be.
Okay.
So I wrote that song with my friend Pete Curtis, probably in like 1997.
Oh, no
or
kidding.
1998.
Okay.
I was in high school, and we were in a band called the Illegitimates. The Portsmouth punk scene was kind of cool and going on. There was a place called the Elvis Room. I think there was one in Portland too, honestly, but it was thriving. There was great bands coming in and out of it, and he was in a band, I was in a band, and we just ended up playing in a band for a bit. And we wrote that song, I Hate Joe King's Roommate. So Joe King is the singer of this band, The Queers.
Okay.
They're like a popular punk band from New Hampshire.
Yep.
They tour everywhere. They're pretty famous now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's written songs with like Joey Ramone, and he's played a lot. He plays a lot. He makes money off of music, and I love the Queers. I was listening to them on the way home last night.
Oh, no kidding.
They were like one of the first punk bands I ever listened to. In my eyes, they're like the Ramones for me. You know? So I always looked up to Joe. A couple of my friends played in his bands and stuff. And Mitch, who is Joe King's roommate at the time, he was like this. I don't know if he was an Army vet or if he was just like a hippie type dude.
Yeah.
But he always had like a green long army coat.
Yeah.
And long orange hair.
Okay.
Scruffy dude. To be honest, really nice. Like usually he was very polite. He was like, "Hey man, how are you?" And that's all he would say, or like, "Hey man," Like,
right.
That's it. He wouldn't like try to get in conversations. He wasn't mean or anything.
Yeah.
And we would just like always trying to hang out with Joe or try to talk to Joe, and this guy was here, and he'd be like, "Hey man," like, "We hate Joe King's roommate."
Yeah.
He lived above Ceres Street in Portsmouth. Like, we thought we were the coolest people hanging out with these guys. you know?
Yeah.
But that's pretty much the story, man, in a nutshell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So did he hear the song or
Joe has.
Joe has heard the song.
Joe has heard the song. I've sent him a copy of it, and we actually did a music video and everything. He's not in it, but I mean, he says he likes it. I don't know. He hasn't like reposted it or anything.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But yeah, he knows about it, and I don't know how I would even get a hold of Mitch or anything.
Right.
But a couple of people have asked me about it, because Joe has had tons of roommates.
That gives you plausible deniability.
Yeah.
Because if Mitch ever turns up and he's like, "Hey man," this, which I assume is how he would open the conversation, right?
Exactly.
"Hey man, kind of hurt my feelings." You can just say, "Joe King's had tons of roommates. Why do you think it's about you?"
That's right. Because you talked about it on the air.
But then you can say, Well, yeah, but Mitch is a common name. He probably there's probably somebody else named Mitch who was Joe King's roommate. Why do you think it's about you? Don't be a narcissist, Mitch.
Why is everything about you, Mitch? I hate you.
That exactly. Yeah. See, it all comes full circle. Oh, that's great. Okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping there was a story. I was actually afraid of asking you that it was going to turn out to be some, a fictional thing that you just made up to be funny. So I'm glad there's an actual story.
No, it's real life. It happened a long time ago. But,
yeah.
Resentments.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So here's what I think we should do. I'll play another studio track, and then while that's playing, if you want to grab your guitar, and then when we come back from that, I'm dying to hear you play live.
Okay.
What should I? Let's see, because you sent me a few things. We played "Being Around," which I love that song so much. That is so fun.
One Good Reason, sort of like that one. It's a little kind of cow punky or hick, like I don't know. I didn't want to say hick punk, but like a little more on the country punk side.
Okay. Yeah, we'll play that one.
Yeah, the twangy guitars. It's sort of like Being Around, the closest one to it at least.
Okay, all right, cool. So we'll give this a spin. This is Dave Strong. This is called One Good Reason. And then when we come back, Dave's going to play live for us. So check this out. I'll tell you what, Dave, your songs are short.
Short and to the point.
That's right. If you're just joining us, we have Dave Strong with us live in studio. Dave's going to play for us. I'm dying to hear you play. So I'm going to, this is a new one that you're going to do?
Yep. This is my newest release. It's going to be on a 7-inch EP that should be out next month.
Oh, okay.
There are pre-orders up for it, but they should be in hand by the beginning of October at the latest.
Okay.
It's called I Hate Joe King's Roommate. The EP is called I Hate Joe King's Roommate. It'll have that song. It's funny. I'll tell you a story about that after, because it was supposed to be a children's EP.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the third song's called Puddle Hop, which isn't released yet, and I wrote it for my kids.
Oh.
But the guy that put it out really liked Joe King's Roommate, and we were just talking about how many swears were in that, so that threw the children's story right out of the window.
Oh, I can see where that would be a problem, yeah.
But it's kind of a good, it'll be 3 really awesome songs. This is probably one of my favorite ones I've ever written, and
All right.
Wrote a song about it. Want to hear it?
Yes.
Here it goes. The song's called I Wanna Know. If you could possibly leave a message, and I will get back to you quickly. I wanna know what's in your mind, girl, come on. Yesterday, when I saw you, I had to go by. There was something that catches my eye. I wanna know what's on your mind, girl, come on. I see you in the corner in the middle of the night. My heart catches up because you're so out of sight. I know that in the morning it'll be alright. Oh, honey, do you wanna come over tonight? I woke up, you were over my shoulder, and I was so glad that I bothered. Stop on that corner the night you were there, girl, come on. And I knew we'd be in love forever, and nothing can keep us from each other. Smile on your face tells me things are cool, girl, come on. When I see you in the corner in the middle of the night, my heart catches up because you're so out of sight. I know that in the morning it'll be alright. Oh, honey, do you wanna come over tonight? Go.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for playing that.
Yeah, man.
If you're just joining us, we have Joe Strong with us. I'm sorry, Dave Strong. Dave Strong. I'm thinking of Joe. I'm in my mind, I've created an amalgam of Joe King and Dave Strong.
I bet Joe Strong is a really cool dude.
I bet he is. I bet he is. But if you're just joining us, Dave Strong is here with us live in studio on the Saturday morning on Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we're having a great time. Really, really. We should talk about that track, One Good Reason, because you were telling us a little bit about it off air, and it was pretty interesting. You were talking about how quickly it came together, and
yeah. So most of the songs on that record right there are done by myself, my friend Yuri, and my friend Terry, who plays upright bass. And for this one, it's gonna either be the first or second number on the new record, and it was almost a full different band. I had my buddy Luke was playing drums on it, and Lenny Lashley was playing guitar. And Lenny Lashley is like a famous Boston musician. I mean,
yeah,
he's super cool. He plays in bands called Dark Buster and the Street Dogs, and you know, it was cool. I just recorded it up in New Hampshire, and I sent him the track, and by the next day, he had all those awesome guitar riffs in there and stuff. And you know, I thought it was really cool of him to do, you know, because he's a really cool established musician, a really cool human being, and you know, he didn't have to play on my stuff, and it was really awesome for him to do it.
Were you surprised at the turnaround time on that? Like how quickly he got those back to you?
That was pretty amazing. I mean, he's a true professional for sure.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic. Are there other people you've worked with that you'd kind of put in that category where you're like, wow, this is amazing. This is one of my heroes.
So far, I've worked with a couple people. Kurt Baker out of Spain. I mean, he's actually from Portland, Maine. But he lives in Spain now. He's on Wicked Cool Records, which is like Little Steven.
Okay.
You know, from Bruce Springsteen's band's label.
Yeah. He's in Spain now, huh? Wow.
Yeah,
that's a big move.
He's doing really well. You know, he's put out a bunch of records, and you know, he kills it every time. When he was in a band called The Leftovers out of Portland, Maine, and then he got signed to that guy from Bowling for Soup, Jarrett Reddit is his name, the lead singer of Bowling for Soup and guitarist. You know, Kurt Baker, I kind of look up to because he's from Maine. He's a local dude, down to earth. He's a friend of mine now, and he's just kind of like done it, you know?
Yeah.
He keeps doing it and doing it good.
Yeah.
He writes awesome songs, and he gets recognized for the awesome songs.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? Even though he's a friend, I still really look up to him, you know? It's like a oh shoot moment every time I get to play, you know?
No doubt,
Yeah.
no doubt. Where do you record? It sounds like you've recorded at a lot of different places.
I do.
Yeah.
I haven't found a place where like I can say is gonna be my new spot, you know?
Yeah.
But I recorded that whole album that I gave to you, the Dave Strong LP or whatever, the self-titled one. I recorded all 10 of those songs at the wood shop in I don't even know, like Kensington, New Hampshire, or somewhere around there.
Okay.
It's called the Wood Shop Studio up there.
I feel like I've heard of Kensington.
Yeah.
Is it north? It must be north.
It's it's sort of near like Haverhill.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's like on that. It's like
it's on the border. Okay.
Yeah, you get on 495 for a second.
Yeah.
Atkinson.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That's
I
what
know
it's called.
exactly.
The studio's in Atkinson.
I know exactly where that is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've recorded those 10 songs from that one, and then I recorded 2 more, like the one that we just listened to, and a Molly's Lips, which is like Vaseline's cover, but Nirvana pretty much made it popular.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, those 2 songs will probably be on my next record.
Okay.
And I thought I had a groove going there, but it seems like now that I think about it, it was more like perfect for that time and the band that I was playing with.
Yeah.
You know, like, so I just thought maybe, you know, I'm doing a new record, I'll move to a different place and check it out like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we did 4 songs in Salem, Mass.
Okay.
Which we recorded with Tom Hamilton, who recorded Hate Your Friends, the Lemonheads' first album.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and that's kind of why we listened to Being Around. We were like, we got to do something with Tom. Like, even though he wasn't a part of engineering that song,
Yeah.
he was a part of engineering one of my favorite records ever.
Oh,
Which is
okay.
Hate Your Friends by the Lemonheads. I love that. I love Evan Dando, and I love the Lemonheads.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta somehow tie this Lemonheads connection in. You know?
Right, right.
And I recorded I'm Late, Where I Should Go, that Lemonheads Being Around song. I think that's it. Oh, and I Hate Mondays. I did a song called I Hate Mondays.
Okay.
You know, which is kind of like I Hate Joe King's Roommate. Every other word's the F word.
Gotcha.
I'm not that angry, really.
Yeah, yeah.
I just get it out artistically.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it. Create something. Absolutely. Do you have a favorite place that you've recorded?
So far, they just keep getting better. I mean,
Yeah.
so the last 3 songs, I Hate Joe King's Roommate, Puddle Hop, which isn't out yet, which I wrote, you know, it's like a kids type song.
Mhm.
And then I Want to Know, the one I just sang, I recorded up in North Conway.
Okay.
At my friend Ryan's house. It's like a makeshift studio. They call it Platypus Records.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just like it's on his land. It's a garage, you know, that they've turned into a studio. It's like
Mhm.
the size of this room. Really cool, you know. Like it just a really chill type vibe, you know, and like
Yeah.
so far that's been my favorite place. you
Okay,
know. I'm
okay.
going back with another band next weekend to record up there again.
Oh, okay.
So the plan is eventually I'll find my home base.
Right.
You know, but until I'll keep trying these awesome places and they keep getting better and better.
Yeah.
You know?
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many options to record now and so many places. You know, it's interesting too. It seems like there was a point where people, you know, as technology evolves and becomes more accessible to everybody, you know, people make all kinds of predictions about what technology is going to start to go away or how things are going to change or and what technology is going to stick around. And like, for example, vinyl records, you know, decades ago, people said, you know, CDs would be the end of vinyl and vinyl, you know, still thrives. But with recording studios, you know, I remember years ago, people saying, you know, with all these capabilities to just record on your own, record at home and whatnot, you know, recording studios are going to go away. But it didn't happen. And if anything, there's probably more of them than there were 10 years ago because people like having all kinds of different options in terms of how they create their music. Some people only want to be able to just do it at home, plug everything in, use Pro Tools, use amp modelers and all that, and not have to go to a studio. Some people thrive on being in a studio and love, and I find too, and I'm curious if you're like this, a lot of the people who seem to really thrive on being in a studio, as you appear to, really like having that, like having an engineer, a recording engineer there who also very often, it happens organically, becomes sort of a de facto producer. And they, even though maybe that's not why you're there necessarily, but they have input, they have ideas, and of course they know how to get the best sound with their equipment. And do you find that, and does that factor into, because you've recorded a lot of different places, does that factor into your decisions on where to go?
You're exactly right with that. I mean, I've recorded at this place in Waltham, Mass, called Willie Mammoth Studios.
I've heard of that.
A few times with my buddy Jeff, who I went overseas with and played the Spain shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And the main producer in that, I mean, the one we worked with, I don't know, there's probably a couple people that run the board there.
Yeah.
But I've worked with them a couple times now. Actually, I think I did this documentary called Stick It to the Man there, where we did a live session. Yeah, I've worked with him a couple times. It's Dave Minahan is his name. He's from that band, The Neighborhoods.
That name has come up on the show a bunch of times.
He's a rock star.
Yeah.
He's in the Replacements is
he Kirk Minahan's brother?
I don't know.
Kirk Minahan, Kirk Minahan's a sports broadcaster from Boston. I think they're related.
You could be right. I never even put the connection together, but
and even if they're not brothers, they have to be related somehow. Minahan's not a name you hear all the time, but I think they're actually brothers. But yeah, Dave Minahan, that name's come up. Heavy America, I think, mentioned them. I don't know if you know them, Boston band. They've been on the show. I think that's the first interview where I heard that name was from those guys. I think they recorded there.
Yeah, it's a heck of a place, man. It's I think Rhino Records does this like best of the New York scene, best of Boston Ave compilation, which has the Cars on it, the Real Kids on it, and The Neighborhoods is like the first song on it,
Yeah.
Mission of Burma, like all those classic punk songs,
Yeah.
So just that alone was like, whoa. But he also adds a really cool vibe to the room. Like he knows what to look for,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At first I was kind of nervous meeting him, to tell you the truth. But
yeah.
He's a human like us, and he
of
knows
course.
Stuff. And he does a lot of reel to reel,
Really?
Yep.
No kidding.
Like, there's another guy. There's Mike Kennedy from the All American Rejects. That's a huge band.
Yeah.
Huge famous band, and my buddy just went and recorded with him
last
weekend.
Oh wow.
You kind of. I think a lot of people are doing that now. On their part time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you go there for the talent and the vibe, and
mm-hmm.
It's cool. It's a cool feel.
Yeah. Well, it also makes sense too. I think if you're in a big band like All American Rejects, for example, a lot of bands they're not touring as much now because it's gotten so expensive to travel. So, to be able to do something like that, work with other bands, whether it's at a recording studio, building that, or getting into some other aspect of the music business that helps, younger up and coming talent, which it probably also is very fulfilling for a lot of these folks too, to be able to do that, to help the next generations that are coming up. And, once they've already got their fame, why not pass on that knowledge and experience and those resources, but also too, it gives them something to do because, like I said, I mean, who was it that there was a pretty big band recently that actually canceled their tour because of low ticket sales. And they just said, it's not, what was it? The Deftones? They just said, it's not worth it. We're not even going to bother, so, I mean, I don't know if those guys are doing anything to help other bands, but maybe they are. But it's great to make those connections. And
it goes both ways too sometimes. I mean, as far as Dave Minahan was everything I expected and more. That guy's like a top shelf. He knows his stuff, and he's been in some of the coolest bands.
Yeah.
Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day did Coachella with the Replacements. He like hopped on their tour. They didn't like ask him to do it.
Oh.
He came up to them and was like, "Can I play?"
Oh,
You
no
know?
kidding. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
that's
like,
cool.
imagine that.
Yeah.
You know, like, holy crap, the stories, you know?
Yeah.
But then I was like so stoked to go work with Tom Hamilton
Mhm.
because the Lemonheads connection, and the guy was sort of a mess, you know, like
Really?
the songs came out great.
Yeah.
They took like 4 or 5 months to finish,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm not gonna talk shit or anything. I'm not gonna talk trash or anything. Sorry,
We're on a delay. I caught it.
I'm not gonna talk that, but
Yeah.
sorry, but he wasn't what I expected.
Really?
You know? So that's what I meant. It goes both ways.
Yeah.
Sometimes you work with your idols and you love it. Sometimes you work with your idols and you learn a little bit, you know, of humility and like they're
Yeah.
not exactly what you think they are.
Yeah.
And sometimes you work with your friends.
Yeah.
And you pay a lot of money to work with someone that you don't know and you don't get what you want, or you pay almost nothing to work with one of your best friends and you make something together.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And then someone else hears it and like, where did you go? Oh, you didn't go to a $500 an hour studio. You went to a $20 an hour studio.
Right.
Can I go there? Sure. I'll call Ryan and see if he can do it. You know?
Yeah.
That's what it's about nowadays, for me at least. I'm trying to make memories and make music with like up and coming people, new people.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. We should clarify too for anyone who's listening who's confused. Obviously, not the same Tom Hamilton from Aerosmith.
No.
In case anyone thinks, and there's probably a million.
I thought it was him for the longest
Oh,
time.
did you? Yeah.
I did. I thought maybe when I walked into his house, it would be the bass player of Aerosmith.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it wasn't.
yeah.
That's how much I know.
You're probably going there thinking, I wonder if I ask him, will he play the bass line to Sweet Emotion for me? Yeah, Tom Hamilton's there's probably a million Tom Hamiltons out there. Those are both such common names, Tom and Hamilton. But yeah, well, it's too bad that he wasn't that great. But they say don't meet your heroes, but then again, some of your heroes turn out to be pretty awesome. So. That's the risk that you take, but it sounds like you've had a lot of positive experiences and gotten to work with some great people. So that's awesome.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. I mean, have you had moments along the way where you just kind of go, I can't believe I'm getting to do this and work with this person and have this opportunity. You ever kind of just pinch yourself and go, wow.
Absolutely. I mean, there was a long time that I thought I deserved it more than I did, to tell
Really?
you the truth.
Really, yeah.
It's been very humbling lately,
Yeah.
I've made a lot of changes, and I think I'm on the right path where I can acknowledge everything that's happening in a good way. you know?
Good.
I've learned.
Yeah.
Which is, it's the light.
Yeah. Was there anything specific that kind of caused that, or is that more just a gradual thing over time where you just kind of you grow and evolve? And
I mean, I guess I drank a little too much when I was younger, and that might have put a stint on it. I'll put it like this. I thought I was entitled.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I know how to play the song. You should really bring me. I'm on the record. I deserve this. Like blah blah blah. Instead of 100 other people could be coming on this.
Right. Right. Yeah.
You brought me instead of 100 different people. I'm grateful. Getting off the bus and being like, where's the bar? Instead of like, how can I help you carry something?
Yeah.
Just little things like that, thinking back at it now, it's like, oh, just do the next right thing now and you'll be good.
There you go. There you go. I
the
like
past
it.
is the past and the future is unknown. So.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. Exactly. No, I like that.
Yep.
Let's play another track.
Cool.
Let's see. We should play because we played Being Around and we played Reason. What's this one? I Would. I really like this one.
Oh yeah, this is a really cool pop song.
Yeah. Let's play this. If you are just joining us, we have Dave Strong with us here in studio, and let's see. Yeah, this is a good one. This is a track called I Would. We're going to give this a spin, and then we're going to come right back and talk with Dave a little bit more. But here we go. Oh, here we don't go. I made a mistake. We're about to go. Here we go. That is I Would. That is Dave Strong, who is here with us live in studio on this Saturday morning. And Dave, so you were saying off air something really special about that track.
Yeah, that was one of the first songs I ever recorded solo. I recorded all the parts myself on it. The drums, the bass, the guitar. I went to the Atkinson studio. Well, with not myself, my daughter came with me. And she sang all the harmonies and sang all the backups. So that's a real special one. Little Girl and I Would are pretty much just me and my daughter.
Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool.
Kara Strong, shout out.
Does she have music of her own too that she's doing, or what's her kind of musical trajectory?
Yeah, she hasn't released anything yet. I know she will. She's got a beautiful voice, and she plays guitar really well too.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Yep.
Very good. We are, the time goes so quick. We are running out of time, Dave, but before we run out of time, and I do want to get this one last track and 2 nights in jail to end the show today. But by the way, is that based on any kind of a true story?
Not particularly. I plead the fifth.
Okay. That's why. Well, I didn't know if maybe Joe King's roommate had done something to get you in trouble, and then you ended, because that would be a reason to hate him.
It's got a teeny backstory about a scorn lover type deal, but next time we'll talk about it.
Understood. Do you have any shows? Are you playing at all this weekend?
September 7th, I'm playing at Spring Point Tavern in South Portland, Maine.
Okay.
That's just me acoustic, but it will be really fun. It's a great place, free parking, good food. It's right on the water. It's a beautiful spot.
Okay.
And then September 14th at Gino's in Portland, Maine, full band.
Excellent.
Yep.
Excellent. And where should people go to keep up with everything that you're doing online? Where's the best place to go?
I'm Butcherman Dave at Instagram.com. That's me.
Okay.
And then I'm Dave Strong Music and Dave Strong. Both of those are on Facebook right now.
Okay.
Those have turned into my music sites, you know?
Yeah. Excellent.
Yep.
And the
Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff.
Yeah, you're on all those streaming platforms.
Yep.
And is it an EP that the Joe King song is on?
Yep, that's going to be a 4-song, 45 record.
Gotcha. Oh,
Yep.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, very cool. And
Yep.
when is that out?
We pressed 100 of them. We've sold probably 30 of them so far, and it should be out probably the first day in October around. There's pre-sales up right now at Critical Mass Records. Or you can hit me up on Facebook or Instagram, and I can get you one or something. But
yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, I'll be selling them at shows soon, and that'll be in hand hopefully by October.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Awesome. Well, in a moment we'll play this track, but Dave, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
This has been wonderful. And of course, thank you to our friend Charles Mattocks, who joined us in the first hour. And Jenny, you want to plug your website?
Absolutely. You can come check me out at jenncoffey.com, JENNCOFFEY.com. And there's an actual in-depth interview.
The new
on
interview,
there.
yes.
That's up right now with Spelfie from the Midnight Creative Collective.
Yes. Definitely check that out. Absolutely. And if you missed any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, MattConnarton.com. And we will leave you with this. Dave Strong, thank you again so much. And this is called Nights in Jail.
Thanks.
Song, girl, I wrote it for you. Baby, tell me, what should I do? Going crazy, and I'm thinking it's you. I've been up all night writing this song for you. Spent some nights in jail just thinking of you. Spent some nights in jail, tell me what should I do? Tell me this song for you.